Great. So were you able to pull up the O3 template?
Yes.
Awesome. So I want to dive into all the success you've been having, and one thing we've been having you work on is executing the first 5 and the last 5 minutes of intervention.
Mm-hmm.
So what is some success you've had there?
Well, the first 5, the kids are, they know what to expect this round with the new do nows and things like that. They finally got used to it, so it's a little bit more settled once we actually get them in the room and in their seats. And I started the timer the moment the last scholar is in the room, so that everyone has, at least that first 5 for sure. So I think that's been going really well.
What is the impact? I heard you say the kids are more settled.
They're more settled. They know what to expect with the do nows. Because at first it was challenging. And it just makes for a great start to class, and it kind of, that just determines what the rest of the class will look like once we get them in and settled and ready to learn.
I agree, it's the tone for the rest of the class.
Mm-hmm.
What about the last 5?
Last 5, I would say reflections, because we have incorporated like kids doing reflections and able to give them that 3 minutes to reflect. And as soon as they're done with that, they jump into their novels. Like I said, now knowing what to expect with the new things that we've brought into reading intervention, it just, they already know what to do.
So scholars know what to do.
Mm-hmm, they know exactly what to do. I mean, that, since they already know what to do, that gives me time to kind of just like scan and make sure that we have those scholars that struggle a little bit and get them on task in their reflections.
That's called scanning the hot spots. That's a good teacher.
Scanning hot spots? Okay, cool.
Yeah, being seen looking, but knowing like
Mm-hmm.
okay, I know I gotta look at you.
Yeah.
That's a hot spot. So
And I like it. Not necessarily, like if I could just walk over to a kid and just go like, and shoot at that time, and tell them like, this is your grade for the day, that's usually more effective than me just calling them out. Because I don't know, I do it in a way that's like more positive, because I get
less
a better,
invasive.
and a better response from this kid, so.
Good. You've been doing a lot the last couple of weeks, so you've been working on using the what to do direction script. So what is the impact of using that script? What have you seen?
I know, so the impact for me is it's like having a list of things to do, going straight through that list. It's consistent for me and the scholars. When things are consistent, class just runs so much better. I'm not all over the place.
What do you mean?
As far as like, okay, what I gotta do I gotta say this? If I keep implementing the same and what to do directions and the do now, the structure of the class is the same, then I don't get up there and seem like I don't know what I'm doing. So it's more effective for me to just get right to it, no time is wasted. Assuming we've had great transitions, of course, and scholars are having good days.
Got it. I'm really impressed with your picking up just first 5, last 5. It was the strongest I just saw right now in 5th grade intervention. You had the most, like all your kids were doing reflex math. They knew the drill. You came in, you are picking up the swinny, I call it, and your tone and volume are just very calm.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to raise your voice, and they're still listening. It's very I went in your room today. I just felt like,
Yeah.
It was nice.
I appreciate 5th grade UCLA, the kids getting in there at first, it was, of course the kids have to get used to you and the routine that you just kind of set, but when you keep it the same, like they'll tell me like, Miss Criddle did this, and I implement those same things because that's what they're used to, and just keep it consistent. I get up there and I do earning, and they like to see that. Sometimes it's candy, sometimes it's just bonus points, sometimes it's both, and they really work hard for that. And they also know like they can get the Chromebook and get onto Reflex Math.
It's a good feeling in there.
Yeah, it's really calming, and I appreciate that.
It's because of you.
Me? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll take
What
it.
are the things that you do that you think contribute to them being calm?
I think that I just come right in and I set that tone of like, okay, And I told them that too, because at first it was a struggle. Like UCLA, when you see me, know that you're transitioning into math intervention. We got to get some scholars out. And once I see that Ms. Burris is moving out, and those scholars are moving out, I go, I may. And they received that well. And I just encourage them.
It is a clear routine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's because of you. Kids don't set routine, teachers.
Yeah.
Well, we hope kids don't set routine.
No, but they're really good for me. And I think the bonus points, fifth graders really work for those points. And now I've incorporated like treats randomly. They don't know what to expect. It
They'll
just
do
varies.
anything for
Mm-hmm.
mini candy.
Yeah.
So I think that your what to do directions at the end of class were good. But what I want to dive into today is practicing the countdown after the what to do directions.
Okay.
So I'm going to model it. And the question I want you to answer is, what do you notice about what I say and I do, what I say and what I do during and after the countdown? What do I say and do during and after? So I'm going to stand up because standing still is one of the hardest parts of giving directions, as we know. So I'm just going to end with that. And when you are done closing your computer, you're going to assign yourself to your novel. In 7 seconds, go. 7. Thank you, Corday. 6. Thank you, Saeed. You have your computer put away. 6. Did I say 6? 5. Thank you, Anaya. You're in your novel. 4. 3. Thank you, Bershia. You're at a level 0 in your novel. And 1. Frederick, that's 1 novel. Thank you. Corday, that's 1 volume. Thank you. What did you notice about what I said and did during and after the countdown?
You gave the instruction, and during the countdown, it seems like every second you narrated a positive scholar.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically after you were done, it was all about narrating assigning consequences to those scholars that weren't on task or in their novel. And so it gave them way longer than 10 seconds, really. And then they heard the positives, so they had plenty of time, and then it was just about addressing those few scholars that were off task.
And I want to name that. Normally I would do that a little faster, but I was struggling. I was having a brain fart naming fifth grade names. Could you tell? I was like, Saeed, Corday, I said twice. So normally that would be a little bit faster, so I just want to name that.
Yeah.
So great. I'm going to go ahead and drop in those notes into our O3 template, but during the countdown, intentional scanning, praise during, lightning quick corrections after.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So I'm going to show you a video of you at the end of class today, and I want you to tell me what is the difference between what you did and the model that I just showed you.
Mm-hmm.
Probably turn my volume up. There's still some scholars that aren't in their books yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the difference between my model and what you just saw in your class?
I felt like after I was done counting down, I heard a few scholars talking.
Okay.
One scholar was halfway dead, needed water badly. It seemed like that picked up a lot of just noise though.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't just quite settled. And I felt like I was pausing in there trying to give them further direction. As I was giving them direction, I was kind of stopping. I didn't see
I think
really.
the pause is effective, but focus in on the countdown. What was different about my countdown and your countdown?
I don't think I called out consequences for scholars that weren't there. I didn't hear me do that.
Correct.
And I felt like I narrated the positive during. I did make mention of I didn't narrate. I didn't call out the consequence, but I was reminding them to those points. So I was like, guys, don't lose the points or something like that.
That's kind of like it's encouraging, but it's also, you're talking about losing points instead of saying thank you for meeting expectation. Thank you for meeting expectation.
Mm-hmm. So just always make it about. It seems like during the countdown, it's more of a positive, narrate the positive. Be it calling out scholars, reminding them of points, their points, and then after the countdown, we're just jumping right into consequences then, if I need to.
Great, let's do your exact action step for next week.
Okay.
So for a countdown with what to do, for a countdown after what to do directions, narrate the positive during the countdown, and then just give lightning quick corrections afterward.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Take it next level, and I put that in here.
My biggest issue is what about scholars that what did I do? Just keep assigning consequences.
When you correct, what does it sound like?
Hey,
I'm a scholar. Correct me.
Okay, Nicole, that's one for STL. Or should I say, Nicole, sit up?
No, you should say one for STL.
Nicole, that's one for STL.
And they know why.
Yeah. And so sometimes I still get the response of, I'm thinking of a Saeed, what did I do?
Correct. And so sometimes what I do is I make sure the rest of the class is settled. I'll take the points for the, inappropriate nonverbal. And then if he's just pouting, I'll make sure the rest of the class is settled, and I'll go and have that little,
okay. Yeah, I saw Miss Matt kind of do that today with him, because he definitely
pops.
It's good to have two bodies.
Got it. I want to plug my computer in real quick, and then I want to have you practice the countdown.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Alright, so from the countdown, say it's in the class, you just told them to name their novels.
Okay. And after that, what happens? I'm just counting down.
Yeah, I want to see your countdown.
So this is after I told them getting their novels?
Yeah, say the last.
Oh,
You
okay.
can do the whole directions if you want. It's good practice.
Okay. I go. Alright, scholars. At a level 0, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to get into your novels. At a level 0, go. 10. Thank you, Saeed. 9. Thank you, Micah. 8. Mariah, thank you. 7. Antoinette, thank you.
Good scanning.
6. 5. Thank you. 4. Thank you, Corday and Chris. 3. 2. Thank you, Saeed. 1. Thank you, Trivia. All right. Micah, that's 1 for STL. Saeed, in your novel, that's 1 for our task.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you. So So it was effective when you did that scanning and you did the lightning quick corrections at the end. And I love how you incorporated that follow-up question you had. You named for each kid, like off task, no book. I'm gonna have you do it again.
Okay.
What are you thanking them for? It seems as though you're saying thank you because I told you to, but what are you thanking them for? Name some behaviors you'd like to see.
So thank you for reading your novel. Thank you
What
for
else?
that level. So I should name exactly the
Yep.
scholar
Because-
and
Because why?
because I mean I guess they do want to know why they're being praised and thanked and. all
And why
those
else?
things. I don't know. It encourages other scholars that aren't.
It does because they like you. They want to hear you shout
Yeah.
them out too, and it also is a way to like give a reminder of the directions.
Specific.
Yeah.
And so, is it necessary that every second I say thank you, Saeed, for reading your novel? Every second I'm naming the scholar and what they're doing.
You don't have to do it every single time, but the more you can to
Yeah,
remind the rest of the class of the expectations,
Right.
it's a nice way to like basically tell them the directions again.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll just say, I go.
I may.
All right, scholars, I'm going to give you 7 seconds to get into your novels at a level 0. 7 seconds. Go. Thank you for Mariah for being in your novel. Thank you, Saeed, for being in your novel at a level 0. Thank you, Internet, and I'm not counting.
Okay, it's okay. Start over. Just start from the 7. I think 7's a good number, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep. Start with the 7.
I go.
I may.
All right, scholars, I'm going to give you 7 seconds to jump into your novels at a level 0. 7 seconds, go. Thank you, Mariah, for being in your novel. 6, thank you, Saeed, for the level 0 and for being in your novel. 5, thank you, Corday and Chris, for being in your novels. 4, 3, thank you, Internet, for being in your novel. 2, thank you, Javon, for being in your novel. 1, thank you, Taylor. All right, Jerome, that's going to be 1 for off task. Now that's 1 for inappropriate volume.
Thank you. Good work. How did that feel?
It was more relaxing.
Good.
Yeah, it came easy. I think for me, it's one thing. I have trouble when I'm given more than, like, telling them more than one thing to do. Like for 6th grade, it's pack your phone. It was that whole thing we set up the last time.
That's I think that's the most complex set of directions kids get in the school. It's that whole like end of class, do all the things directions.
So it's really hard. But you know, I've been practicing because we do it
I can
every day.
tell.
Yeah. So with 5th grade, it's easier because it's just jump into the novel, and they usually do. So it's been really positive, and I feel really good and calm in there. And with intervention, 6th grade, we're getting there.
Good. Great. So throughout the next week, I'm going to be observing those countdowns and looking for you to. What am I looking for? You tell me.
You're reading positive during
Mm-hmm.
the countdown and consequences if necessary after the countdown.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to stop this.